What is going on, guys? Cody here, back with you for the Trainwreck Podcast, episode 90. Now, you may be asking, man, this podcast looks way different than any podcast you've done before. Well, one, I am not joined by Drew tonight because he is puking his guts out right now. I was going to come on here and give some funny story about we broke up and stuff like that, but I don't know. I couldn't find something funny enough. So I'm just going to be honest. He's puking his guts out. He's lost like 25 pounds. He fits into like size 8 jeans now. Don't ask me why he's wearing women's jeans, but he is. So yeah, I'm doing this by myself tonight. And also, StreamYard is not working for some reason. I tried like 3 different times to get it connect. I even relaunched our studio and all that. Still not working. So something we haven't done in a long, long time. I'm using Zoom to record this episode. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not the biggest fan of Zoom. I think StreamYard's way superior to it, but I managed to figure out how to get the overlay back here. Got my name over there. That's all you guys need. And then me talking into a microphone. Now, dude, since it's just me on the podcast tonight, I don't think we're going to go very long. There really isn't that much to talk about. I don't want to get too deep into the draft without Drew, but I also wanted to get you guys an episode this week because there is not going to be an episode next week. I am going to be in Dallas, Texas next week. And I am not recording a podcast while on vacation, dude. Unless something like catastrophic happens, like Dak Prescott's out with like a season-ending injury or something like that. Yeah, I am not going to be touching my YouTube channel next week unless I'm uploading shorts from the concert because I am going to see Post Malone at the Cowboys Stadium, and I'm also going to be doing a tour of the Cowboys headquarters. So if I can film some of that, I'll have that content uploaded for you guys. But I wanted to get something out for you guys this week because I know there's not going to be anything next week, more than likely. So this past week we had the NFL draft. If you watched the live stream that me, Drew, and Baylor did, it was a very, very fun stream. Went almost 4 hours. We actually made it the entire first round this year. I think last year Zach topped out at like pick 20. Drew left at like pick 26. And then I stopped right after the Cowboys picked at like 28 or 29. So we didn't even do like the last couple picks last year. This year we made it the whole way. And I would like to thank one, Baylor and Drew for doing that with me. And I would also like to thank Patron Tequila for keeping me energized and Texas Roadhouse Margarita Mix because that gave me the fuel to keep on going to do that long, long stream. Second 4 hour stream I had done that week along with WrestleMania Night 1. I tried to do WrestleMania Night 2, but my voice was completely gone, dude. Like the first match, especially with how good the first match, and I was screaming my head off. Once they got after Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky, my voice was completely gone, dude. So I guess I haven't had a chance to say what I thought of WrestleMania. I thought it was an excellent show. I see a lot of people crapping on night one. I thought night one was very good, especially like people saying Tiffany and Charlotte wasn't a good match. That match was awesome. I don't know what people wanted out of that match. At the end of the match, it looked like Tiffany Stratton had gotten the crap kicked out of her, and that's what you want in professional wrestling. Like it's fake. Everyone knows it's fake, but you want that illusion that somebody was just in a real fight. And Tiffany Stratton, she was missing some teeth. She had that giant bump on her forehead. Her hair was a mess. It looked like she was in a bar fight. So it's like, okay, that's all I can ask for in a match. To me, that was an awesome match. Like, if I'm grading it on a scale of 1 to Dave Meltzer, 5 star, it was like a four. I'd give it a 4 star. It was a great match, I thought. And the main event obviously was fantastic. Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns and CM Punk and siding with Seth Rollins. I like this a little dangerous alliance that they're forming with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker, and hopefully soon Becky Lynch. Speaking of Becky Lynch, she made her return on night 2, teaming with Lyra Valkyria. I don't know what it is about those Irish women, dude, but dang, they're fine. Lyra and Becky, I think, are the two hottest women in WWE right now. So that was awesome to see. Of course, they lost the belts the next night on Raw. Becky turned heel. Looking forward to her feuding with Lyra and hopefully making Lyra a bigger star. And then, of course, my goat, John Cena. You guys can't see it because of the overlay, but I got his autograph back there. John Cena is my favorite wrestler of all time. So the joy that I felt seeing him win his 17th world championship, it's not up there with how happy I would be seeing either my Oklahoma City Thunder or my Dallas Cowboys winning a championship. But it was like when the Dodgers won the World Series a couple months ago. Like, I like the Dodgers as long as they're the minor league affiliate for the Tulsa Drillers. I will root for the Dodgers. And I was happy that they won the World Series a couple months ago. And that was basically the same feeling I had with John Cena. Speaking of the NBA playoffs, the Thunder swept the Memphis Grizzlies. Man, one thing I got to go on a rant on is so the 2-7 series, Golden State is the seventh seed, the Houston Rockets are the two seed. Golden State is leading 3-1. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to face the winner of Denver and the LA Clippers. That does not make any sense. The Clippers, or not the Clippers, the Warriors are the seventh seed. They are the lowest seed remaining. They are going to win that series. They're not blowing another 3-1 lead. Houston Rockets are going bye bye. Um, so the Warriors are going to be the lowest seed remaining. Why are they not facing the number one seed? That does not make any sense. Any sport, that's how it goes. Lowest seed remaining faces the highest seed remaining, so on, so on. You guys know how the math works. But I haven't looked into it yet. But one of my buddies at work was saying, "Oh, it's because the Warriors are a play-in team. So actually, the next lowest remaining seed would be the Clippers or Nuggets or whatever." And I'm like, that does not make any sense. The If you look where it says Golden State Warrior, it says number 7 right next to them. Does not make any sense. So that means the Warriors are going to face the winner of Minnesota and the LA Lakers, which is going to be Minnesota. It would be the most Minnesota sports thing ever for them to blow a 3-1 lead, but I don't think they're gonna. Only good thing for the Thunder is whoever wins this Clippers Nuggets series is going to be so freaking exhausted, dude, because all these games have been close. They've been fantastic games. And the thing that worries me about the Thunder is they're probably going to have like a week and a half off because their last game was um like what 10 days or no, not that. It was like on Saturday or something was the Thunder's last game. I'm recording this on Wednesday. The Nuggets and Clippers play tomorrow night, and the series is tied 2-2. So there's at least two more games, possibly three more games that need to happen. So the Thunder, by the time they face the winner of that series, are probably going to be off for about a week and a half. But yeah, dude, it doesn't make any sense to me. It it's stupid. Like I said, Golden State is going to be the lowest remaining seed. They should face the number one seed. Now, do I want to face Steph Curry and playoff Jimmy Butler? Hell no. But I'm just saying, like, logically, it makes no sense. The play in is stupid. And especially if it's going to screw up lead like history basically, where like the lowest seed doesn't face the highest seed. It's like, okay, then what's the point of being the highest seed if you're not facing the quote unquote worst competition? And if that's the case, then why did the number one seed face the number 8 seed in the first round then? It just doesn't make any sense, dude. Oh, that got me fired up. I basically don't have much to say about the NFL draft. Like I said, I don't want to really touch on it while Drew's not here because I know he's going to have a lot to say about Ashton Genty going to the Las Vegas Raiders, and I have a lot of stuff I got to say about that move that's going to upset him. Just to let you guys know, I'm trolling when I'm doing it. Some people take my trolling a little too personally, and I don't think they should because most of the time I'm just trying to get a reaction. And because everyone targets my team, everyone always craps on the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm just sending it right back because Yeah, like I said, my team is the most memed team in professional sports. We are the most made fun of professional team in sports when we shouldn't be. There's teams that have never won a championship, and I'm not counting pre-Super Bowl championships, Cleveland. Yeah, no. I'm not counting championships when there's like 12 teams in the league, dude. But again, there's teams I pray on their downfall too. Like I pray on the Eagles to suck every year. Um, this past year made me question my belief in God watching the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. Hey, just kidding, big man. I love you. But I was definitely upset that you let the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl, man. That's like watching the Nazis win, dude. Like Philadelphia sports fans are the worst people on earth. You see them yell at little kids for wearing the opposing team's jerseys. You always see them getting in fights. They threw batteries and snowballs at Santa Claus. Philadelphia is just the most miserable place on earth. So I feel like everyone should pray on their downfall. I don't get why people don't. Just go on YouTube and search up Philly fans. And then by the end of watching like two of those videos, you will hate the city of Philadelphia. Fuck cheesesteaks. But the Dallas Cowboys, talking about their draft, I like the moves they made. We'll touch on it more on the Trainwreck podcast in 2 weeks. But Tyler Booker, we had to replace Zach Martin, and Tyler Booker looks like he's going to be a good one. I do question his speed a little bit when it comes to trap blocks. Hopefully, he'll be able to either lose weight or open up his hips more to really pull for those trap blocks. That was like one criticism I saw about him. And watching it on film, I definitely do think he could improve on that. But the Cowboys also don't run a lot of trap blocks. It's more just smash mouth up the middle, you know. So if he's just doing that, he'll be just fine. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer like Zach Martin, but I think he'll be serviceable. If he can give consistent play too, because you know Zach Martin had struggled with injuries these last couple of years as he got older. So if Tyler Booker's going to start all 16 games or all seven, dang, I'm old. I'm old. I still call it 16 games. All 17 games, be just fine, and maybe a couple extra games in the playoffs. Who knows? And then Donovan Izuraku, defensive end out of Boston College. This dude is a beast. I was watching I was watching some of these highlights of him. He gets off the edge fast, dude. I am looking forward to him. Hopefully he's either going to be I mean, it's going to be either him or Sam Williams starting at the opposite end of Micah Parsons. You know what? I'd go with Donovan over Sam Williams. I love Sam Williams. I think he's going to be really good, but he's coming off a torn ACL. Um, and he's a big dude to where I think they could shift him on the inside. If there's one thing that this draft made clear to me is that they're giving up on Mozzie Smith because they drafted two defensive tackles. Yeah, and I think this is the year that they need to pick up his 5th year option. It might be actually at the end of next year, but I think they're giving up on him, dude. That's just a feeling I got. Chevron Ravel, cornerback out of East Carolina. Last time we drafted a player out of East Carolina turned out pretty good. Dwayne Harris. This dude barely played last year. He tore his ACL as well, but he's also not going to be like our starting corner, obviously, because we still have Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland. From what I understand, Trayvon Diggs might miss the first couple games of the season, so that might make Chevron play a little more early. As long as he can again be serviceable, he'll have Deron Bland on the opposite side of him. He should be fine. Jaden Blue out of Texas. Saw some clips of this dude. That dude is a speedster. I like him. I like him a lot. Hopefully he's our starter. No offense to Javante Williams. I like the signing that they made with him, but I'd rather see Jaden Blue. Shamar James, linebacker. I saw some highlight clips of him. He looks all right. He's not going to be a starter. He looks all right. And then after round 6, it was just all death, basically. They drafted a Johnny Humilis, offensive tackle out of Oregon. From what I understand, that was a steal for the 6th round. From what I saw, the dude's pretty freaking huge. So he's probably going to be our backup tackle because we still have Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele. But here's the thing, both of them fucking suck. So maybe this dude will see some time in the starting lineup after the midway point of the season. Uh, we drafted 2 defensive tackles. I mentioned them earlier. Like I said, it kind of makes me think the Cowboys are fixing to give up on Mozzie Smith. And then Phil Mafana, running back out of Clemson. He's another dude. I saw some highlights of him. He looks pretty good. I don't know why he fell to the 7th round. He averaged for 3 straight years over 5 yards a carry, and he's a contributor in the pass game. So is Jaden Blue, and I feel like that's one thing the Cowboys really need is a pass catching running back. Rico Dowdle was pretty good as a pass catching running back, but they need better. So this dude will probably end up being our second or third string running back. Depending because I mean they already released Malik Davis. I think Deuce Vaughn is next. I I like Deuce Vaughn. I thought he was going to be a baller whenever he came out of college, and then he had that great preseason his rookie year. And then anytime he's gotten the ball, I'm almost certain Deuce Vaughn has not had a run over 10 yards in a regular season game. It would not surprise me if his yards per carry was under 2 yards, under 2 yards. He he just he's good against competition that's not that good, which is what you're facing in the preseason. You're facing third, fourth, fifth string guys, you know. But against starters, Deuce Vaughn has not been impressive. So I feel like the Cowboys will roll with the 2 running backs they drafted and Javonte Williams. But if Blue and Phil outperform Williams, I mean, it's only a 1 year contract for $3 million. The Cowboys can eat that easily. They'll be fine if they cut Williams in training camp, dude. So we'll see how that goes. NFL schedule release is May 14th. So that'll be something that me and Drew will also break down whenever that happens, which actually will be the first episode back from vacation. So, man, I wanted to go over every team's draft, but I feel like now I'm going to have to do like a separate video just by myself doing that because the next time me and Drew record a podcast is going to be the NFL schedule release. So that's going to be me and him are going to have to talk about that. I may just have him go over the Raiders draft and I'll do a video going over every other team's draft because it's something I do want to talk about. What else is going on? It's raining like freaking crazy here in Oklahoma right now. Um, I saw a TikTok earlier. It was that George Strait song. I got some oceanfront property in Arizona. From my front porch, you can see the sea. I got some oceanfront property in Arizona. If you'll buy that, I'll throw the Golden Gate in free. Hey, YouTube, don't copyright me. I know that sounded exactly like George Strait. Um, but yeah, dude, it's been insane. Like the creek, on my way to work, it's almost overflowing, dude. You can't see the rocks or anything that line up that creek. Um, there's a dam in Barnstall, Oklahoma, I believe, that broke. And so now the towns of Skytook and Hominy are getting flooded right now. Skytook was already going to get flooded because it's next to a lake, but Hominy is in trouble. I got a coworker that lives out there and she said she's really scared to drive home and I don't blame her because I mean it's insane. Um it looks like we're gonna get a little reprieve from the rain tomorrow. but then it's supposed to start back up this weekend. So who knows? I might be trading in my car for a boat, but I mean, I'll take a crap load of rain over like tornadoes and stuff. There's been a lot of tornadoes in Texas and Oklahoma lately, but the tornadoes here have been either in southern Oklahoma or in the Panhandle, and I live in eastern Oklahoma, so it's been pretty far away from me. But I know Texas and Arkansas, like all the states around us, have been getting hit heavy with tornadoes, dude. I'll take the rain. I'm fine with that. I actually like it when it rains. Something about it just makes me so relaxed. Like, dude, this morning I was driving and there was so many freaking idiots on the road. That's the only thing I don't like about the rain is it makes people fucking stupid when they drive. But I was like, I was calm, like usually stuff that would really set me off during the daytime. I was just, oh, go around this moron and I'm just fine. I did have to get off the highway this morning though, because God, there was just so many terrible drivers on the road. And it was coming down pretty hard this morning, dude. But I can usually handle bad drivers, but I was like, dude, I just got a feeling this is going to lead to a wreck and I got to get off this. And um, heck, it might make me an extra like 3 minutes late to work, but they ain't going to fire me. I'll be fine. Speaking of work, I'm working 8 days straight this week, dude, which I am not happy about. But then I go on vacation right after. And man, this Airbnb that I'm staying at, I'm looking forward to it. I would show you guys, but I don't know how cool the property owners would be with me showing their stuff off on a worldwide famous podcast. Just kidding. I mean, this podcast does do decent amount of views. Heck, more than one view on this podcast, I'm happy with because there's so many, it's such a saturated market. Everybody has a podcast. So the fact that we even get some people that listen to us, I'm very happy with. But yeah, I don't know how cool the people that own that house would be with me showing off their house. Then again, it'd be good promotion. Maybe people would want to buy it. Maybe you can sleep on the bed that I sleep on, be like, oh, C Dust 19 was on here. What the fuck? Is that a cum stain? And the answer will be yes. But yeah, dude, it's like 5 minutes away from the Cowboys headquarters. I got a tour booked that I'm really, really looking forward to. I was gonna go to this really nice steakhouse called De Lincoln Prime, but I found another steakhouse that is seriously a 2-minute walk away from my Airbnb, and it looks just as nice. And here's the thing, I can get really drunk at that steakhouse and just walk to my Airbnb and be golden, dude. I am really looking forward to that. Like from the Cowboys headquarters, I think it'd be like a 40-minute walk. This, like I said, this steakhouse is it's basically like my next door neighbor to the Airbnb, which if that means the Airbnb is gonna stay like smell like steak the whole time, I may never leave. Just kidding. With how much money I'm paying, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to leave eventually. But I'm looking forward to seeing Post Malone, dude. It's only the third concert ever I've been to. My mom, when I was like 9, won tickets on the radio to see Rascal Flatts and Darius Rucker. That was the first concert I ever went to, and it was cool, but I couldn't really, it was like an outdoor concert. It wasn't in like an arena. So everyone was standing. So it was really hard to see people. And my mom's really short and I was a fat kid, so she couldn't like put me on her shoulders or anything. I actually remember there was just a random dude, big dude, that was like, here, and he threw me on his shoulder so I could see, dude. Don't even we didn't know him or anything, but he was cool enough to, let me get a peek at the concert. It was that was a cool concert. I don't really remember much from it, but it was cool. And then I went and saw Kane Brown like 4 years ago in Oklahoma City at the Thunders Arena back when it was called Chesapeake. And that concert was awesome. Kane Brown sounds the exact same live as he does on the radio. And any friend that I have that has seen him as concert says the exact same thing. If you like Kane Brown, and he's coming to a town near you. Go see him in concert, dude. You won't regret it. Um, so yeah, I'm a big fan of Post Malone. I've been a big fan of his for a while. So I'm hoping I'm not hoping. I know the concert's going to be awesome. Jelly Roll is going to be opening for him. There's some Jelly Roll songs I like. I'm not like the biggest Jelly Roll fan. He has some songs I like, but he's definitely going to be a good opener. And then Post Malone obviously is going to bring the house down. I mean, I see clips from Post Malone's concerts all the time on TikTok, and I mean, he's just got a fantastic voice, and he does like a mixture of his newer country stuff, his like old rap stuff, some of the rock music that he did on this last album. So it's a good mixture of different kinds of genres, which I like because I mean, people always give me shit like, oh, you listen to his country music. I like all kinds of music. Do I prefer country? Yeah, because I live in Oklahoma and that's pretty much all you hear everywhere is country music. And it's what I grew up on. But I like all kinds of music, dude. So that's one reason why I'm a huge fan of Post Malone because he does a little bit of everything, which I wish more artists would do. Because, well, then again, there's some artists that just need to stay in their lane. Like, could you imagine George Strait as a rapper? Or like look at Garth Brooks whenever he tried rock music as a what was his alter ego, Chris Gaines, and oh my god, that shit was so cringy. So actually maybe not. Post Malone can do all the other genres. Everyone else just stay put where they're at. But yeah, and then hopefully I'll be going and seeing Jason Aldean in uh July. I don't know, dude. I'm spending way too much money right now. I'm trying to save up for a new vehicle, and I feel like they're gonna look at my credit cards whenever I go to get a loan and be like, "You got other problems, motherfucker." But I don't know. There's just a lot of cool shit I want to go do right now. Like I said, I'm going to see Post Malone in a week, um, and then me and my buddy John are going to WWE Raw on June 2nd. Stay tuned for videos of that. And I haven't bought tickets to Jason Aldean yet, but I'm really, really debating it. So yeah, that's why I'm glad the other day I looked in the mail and I got a bunch of Subway coupons, and not only coupons, good coupons. Hell, you can see I got six of them right here. I just pulled out of my wallet. Get a foot long for $7. I got three of those coupons. Get a 6 inch for $4. I mean, get 2 foot longs for $12. Yeah, Subway's got some pretty good deals, man. So I'm gonna be like Jared, just without the touching kids. I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight by eating Subway, but I ain't gonna follow him directly. Uh see, you don't need Drew here for me to say some fucked up shit on this podcast. And I was just thinking about ending it, but I'm like, should I end it comparing myself to Jared Fogle? Probably not. Um, I'm looking at the score right now. The Rockets are actually up by 30 points on the Warriors at halftime. And then what about hockey, dude? I don't know what's going on with the Stanley Cup playoffs, dude. I don't watch hockey at all, but I went and got my haircut the other day and I went to Sports Clips, and shocker, they actually had sports on at Sports Clips. They had playoff hockey. I think it was Winnipeg versus St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. I don't know all the teams in the NHL, but man, that was a close game. I was getting excited actually watching it. I didn't really have a dog in the fight, but I tell you what, it was a good distraction while getting my haircut. Like I love having my hair cut. It's so nice having short hair and being able to sleep without people with like longer hair know what not longer hair, but like a crap load of hair know what I'm talking about. When you have too much hair, it's hard to sleep, dude. So like the best sleep I ever get is when I have short hair. And so like I love that, but I get like terrible anxiety while getting my hair cut. Um, I just always think like, God, what if the girl screws up, doesn't know what she's doing? What if she like cuts my ear off or, you know, gives me like a faux hawk or some crap like that. That's why for the longest time my grandma cut my hair because I could trust her to do it. But now she's too old and she's got bad like carpal tunnel in her wrist. So I've been having to get my hair cut for like the last 2 years at like sports clips, and I just get terrible anxiety. Like sometimes I think like, God, what if the girl like has a seizure right now and has clippers going around the back of my head? It's just like the worst thoughts. I don't know. Maybe it's some sign of OCD. I don't know. But yeah, I just get terrible anxiety while getting haircuts. So that's why I like going to sports clips, is because I can watch TV and have something to distract myself. But the thing I don't like about sports clips is they'll show like motorboat racing or dirt biking and tennis and sports I don't give a crap about and that I barely consider sports. I mean, tennis I consider a sport, but like r racing a boat, dude, like why is that on FS1 or whatever channel is on, dude? Like that stuff I just can't get into. The tennis match that was on last time, I kind of got into it barely. I have no idea how tennis is scored, so I was just more like just watching the guys like, oh, he went over the line, he screwed up, you know. I I just completely went off on a tangent, but yeah, thank God Sports Clips actually had sports on. It was a relaxing haircut. And the best thing about Sports Clips is that hot towel that they put on your face. Oh my God, you feel like a brand new man coming out of there. Like, I don't really like the hair washing part of it just because it's weird them rubbing up on your head and stuff. And it actually doesn't even last that long. Like, you probably have the hot towel on your face for like 4 minutes max. I wish they had a thing. I would pay extra to like sit there for like 20 minutes with a hot towel on my face and like if they could let me like listen to a podcast or listen to music or something like that. Oh my God, that would be heaven. Sometimes I think about going to like a male spa. Like there's one in Tulsa, right over by St. Francis Hospital called the Boardroom. And I've looked them up before. They're expensive, dude. Like, and they really don't offer that much like cool stuff compared to like a women's spa. Like, you don't get no massages at this place. Like, you get your haircut, and that's about it, really. You get like a haircut and like a pedicure and stuff like that. Like, here, let's pull up their website. Um, I forgot how to share stuff on Zoom. Hopefully you guys can still see me. It's like, yeah, haircut, beard shave. Um, Here, what is this fountain of youth thing right here? Gray camouflage coloring. Oh, it's like dyeing your hair. Yeah, no, I don't have that problem. I'm 25. Like, I remember looking and it's like, you can't even get like a damn massage here or something like that. Like, I'm just rambling on. I was trying to give you guys like a decently long podcast. Like I said, it's hard to do a one-man show. I actually at least was a little fired up to talk on here. And then I saw my ex-girlfriend on Tinder, then I got depressed and wasn't gonna do the podcast. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it for you guys, my loyal fans. And I just want to say thank you guys. We grew like 12 subscribers over Wrestlemania weekend and from the draft and all that. So thank you if you're new around here. To the 1,550 of you that have been here in the past. Appreciate you guys for keeping on up with the videos. It's very much appreciated. I need to work harder at this stuff, man. That's something I think about every day. Like, I need to work harder at this YouTube stuff because I feel like there is something here, especially with my shorts. It's just I work all the time, dude. And then when I'm not working, I got other stuff I need to do, you know, like life gets in the way. Like I can't just come home and immediately hop on the computer and look for random sports to talk about. And that's the other thing, like YouTube really wants you to have like over 10-minute long videos. And sometimes like it's hard for me to talk about some stuff for 10 minutes, dude. Like talk for 10 minutes about like the Browns drafting Shador Sanders. Because it's like I don't give a fuck about Shador Sanders because I think he's a fucking douchebag. I think his dad's a douchebag. And it's like, okay, quick. That was quick 10 seconds, you know. I need 10 minutes to make this video, not 10 seconds. It's like yeah, the Browns are fucking stupid. Of course, they were the ones that drafted him, like that's all I have to say, which I guess I should just post like short videos like that. And then it's also the off season right now, dude. So it's like there's just not a lot to talk about. Um, like the draft, like, I did just give like a good 10 minutes talking about the Cowboys, but once I edit it down and stuff, it's probably more like 7 minutes. And it's like, man, how much is that going to get pushed? And especially doing what I try to do with sports. I mean, you have such competition now because ESPN's trying to break into YouTube. You have amazing sports content creators like Urinating Tree, Tom Grossi, That's Good Sports. So it's a saturated market, but passion is what's going to get you through, so it's like, man, I love talking about football and basketball and stuff like that. It's just, one, I do that all day at work, and two, it's just hard to find time. And the other thing is like editing, dude. Editing is so freaking tedious, and I'm my own worst critic. And I start editing stuff and I'm like, god, I sound like a moron there. And I'm just, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a self-confidence issue with me not posting as much as I would like to, but it's something I am going to try to work on. Like I said, I'm going to try to post a video breaking down every team in the draft and hopefully have that up for you guys sometime next week. And then obviously it's a yearly tradition for me now where I look at the Cowboys schedule and try to predict their record. Um, the last 2 years before this year, I was spot on. Um, I think it was not this past season, but the season before. I only got two games wrong. I thought they were going to lose to the Jets and beat the Cardinals. Those were the only two games I got wrong all season in that predictions video. Go back and watch it. Think I'm bullshitting. Go back and watch it. Last season I was way off though. I think I had us going 10-7 and we went like what, 6-11, I think. 2024 Dallas Cowboys. I'm Googling it right now. 7-10. So inverse of what I predicted. And we'll see how it's looking whenever the schedule releases on May 14th. I may go live for that schedule release. Actually, let me see what I worked that day. That's a Wednesday, I think. I might be working late that day. Looking at my schedule, I get off at 5:30 that day. So I might be pushing it, but we'll see. I'll try to go live because I think the schedule release is at like 7 or 7:30. So I will try to go live that night. And I'll be repping this shirt. Shout out Jason Wynn. Man, that's one vacation I'm gonna have planned within the next couple of years. Whenever Jason Wynn gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, I will be there because Jason Wynn is the greatest Dallas Cowboy ever, and I got to see his Hall of Fame speech. Yeah, Jason Witten is a freaking beast, dude. So yeah, I gotta see that. But guys, I think I'm gonna wrap up the podcast here. There's not much more I want to mention. I just been kind of rambling on these last couple minutes. Um, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of this show, like I said, it was just a solo episode. Hopefully, Drew feels better in 2 weeks. If he's not better in 2 weeks, I'm gonna think he has AIDS or something. Just being honest. Especially with some of the fruity stuff he posts. There we go. There's my cancellation statement of the podcast. But yeah, no, if he's not better in 2 weeks, yeah, we might have problems. But like I said, I'll be on vacation next week, guys. If you guys want to know how it goes, just leave comments down. I'll respond to you. It's a 4 hour drive. I'm not endorsing texting and driving, but I'm gonna fucking do it probably. So yeah, leave a comment. I will reply to you unless you tell me to like, oh, I hope you die in a car crash on the way down there. Then I'm gonna call you a bitch and probably block you. But guys, that was episode 90. I'm trying to think. Is there a cowboy I can name in honor of this episode? This episode is in honor of Jay Ratliff, former Pro Bowl defensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. He was very good for us for a couple of years. Then he went to Chicago. Now he's old as fuck and he's retired. But yeah, shout out Jay Ratliff. This episode's in honor of you. Next episode will be in honor of LP Ludendare, who was the long snapper for the Cowboys for like 17 years. And then Jerry Jones cut him because he did not want him to break Jason Witten's most games played as a Dallas Cowboys record. That is a fact. Jerry Jones is an asshole. Um, like I knew Cooper Rush was gone from the Cowboys whenever they didn't let him play in the last game, because if Cooper Rush would have played in the last game of the season against Washington, I think it was, if he would have played in that last game, he would have played over 50% of the snaps for the Cowboys this season and would have been entitled to a $500,000 bonus, and they sat him for that last game. Yeah, Jerry's a prick. I'm gonna take a dump on his desk whenever I go down there. Just kidding. Don't arrest me. I was just kidding. It's not like I can even get to Jerry Jones's office. But if I see Jerry Jones, I'm gonna hand him my resume and be like, I can run this football team better than you, bitch. All right, have a good day, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please tell me this recorded.